G'day, I'm Mark Rothfield and thanks for watching Club Marine TV. The Whittley name needs no such introduction because they've been building runabouts in Australia for 70 years. But the new Sea Legend 27 hardtop is certainly worthy of a mention. It's the biggest SL model built and it's also their first all-new design for this range in over a decade. So without further ado, let's check it out. Before we start the tour, I should mention that I saw this particular boat being constructed at the Whittley factory just a few weeks ago. It was a bare shell back then, but you really got an appreciation of just how much quality Whittley puts into every boat they build. You only have to see the way that Whittley care for their molds to see that. You have to see it to believe it. Also, their gel coats, absolutely the highest quality you can buy, and that's reflected in the finished product. Same with things like the upholstery. This has a soft touch upholstery that's cool, comes from Italy, a little bit more expensive, but nothing's too good for this particular boat. Whittley still employs a glass encased timber in some of its smaller models. They say it's a little bit quieter, but in this case it is a full composite grid underfloor. It's also foam filled, so you do get that natural quietness, and I think for the long term that's a great idea. A trailer boat of this magnitude has a huge amount of scope for design features and options, and Whittley has thrown the kitchen sink at this particular test boat. Really, it's a hybrid crossover between a hardcore fishing boat and a soft-centered family and water sports boat. Make no mistake though, you are looking at a fantastic fishing cockpit. It's the largest ever seen in a Sea Legend. In fact, it's 18% bigger than the previous model, and this space will never go to waste. Nice and open. Looking around some of the features now, you've got this fold-out rear lounge. Now, when you're fishing mode, that can tuck in underneath, or you can actually remove it altogether, so you get really great access to the stern. Everything's nicely padded. Love the fact it's got this starboard side door, so great for getting fish in, great for getting dogs in off the dock, or just easy transition when you're at a wharf. Got some steps up here leading up to the bow. Again, nice handhold, so you can go down the side decks to get to the bow, or you can go through a hatch in the cabin. Love this flooring. There's plenty of this non-skid. Fishers are going to love this bait board. It's a new design. It's got a slightly deeper sink here. That's plumbed, so everything can go straight out. Plenty of rod holders on board the boat. Live bait tank back here, that's nicely integrated. And on the other side, you've got a little sink for your hand. And again, just one of those little luxury touches that fishers are going to love. When you push this button here, you get a little waterfall over the side, fresh water hand wash, and it all goes over the side. Aside from storage pockets, there is a huge amount of storage underfloor as well. Lift that up and it accesses a removable 180 litre fish kill tank. There's also the option of 2 more 70 litre in-stringer kill tanks, and beneath this hatch is a Seakeeper 1 gyro. Comes with its own 300 amp battery. Now that is a $40,000 option on this boat, but it is really fantastic in certain sea conditions, particularly if you're trolling or even at drift when you're getting side conditions. That would really pay for itself. The boat doesn't need it, but it's nice to have it. The family comforts start right here amidships. First thing you notice, there's a slide-out electric awning, so it protects you from the harsh sun when you're at anchor, and when you're fishing, you can actually slide it in at the push of a button. Beneath are 2 seats, optional here. You can have these nice back-to-back mouldings, or you can have a stainless steel U-bar if you prefer, or a combination of both. Another new feature of the 27 is this hardtop, and I really like it. It's got 2 hatches built in, opening windows on both sides, so you get that nice flow through, but great protection. Brand new windscreen design. They've created it so there's far less sort of blockiness, really great sealing, waterproofing, and it looks as good from the outside as it does looking out from inside. And I must say, I love this helm station. This console was designed around this 19-inch Simrad, so it dominates, gives you all the information being a multi-function screen. Got a little bit of space here for the switches, high quality steering wheel, that's Italian, And again, another very clever feature on this boat is this molding here. So it gets the throttle binnacle out of the way, no bumping your elbows or anything like that. And they've used the space in there really cleverly for things that would otherwise normally be on the dash. For example, this boat has a bow thruster, which is unusual for a trailer boat, but there will be times when you need it. The joystick control is right here, the SIMRAD, you've even got your anchor counter here. So it's getting everything out of the way and it's beautifully recessed, yet at the same time when you're driving, it's so easy to access. The big hits keep on coming when you enter this cabin, which is the highlight of the hybrid features. They say they've increased the headroom by 12%, and I didn't bring a calculator, but I would believe it. Feels really nice and airy down here. Lots of light coming in, really nice dark headliner. Looking around, you've got this large bed that can also convert into a dinette. Anglers are going to be spoiled by a stand-up shower, and ladies are going to love the fact that you have a cabin door that you can actually lock when they're using the head. Great galley as well. I said they've thrown the kitchen sink at it. Well, it's in here alongside a little 24-volt induction cooktop. It's got a really nice sized fridge, everything you're going to need for a good weekend. The test boat has a twin lithium battery system which incorporates Brunswick's Fathom technology. Now that's a game changer for maxi trailables like this because it reduces the need for a genset. You can still run air conditioning, you can run that Seakeeper and not worry about your batteries. Of course, the V10 that's powering this boat has a nice big 150 amp alternator that will quickly give them some charge as well. And speaking of that V10, how about we give it a run? I must say it's so comfortable here in this hardtop environment. It's actually a winter's day in Sydney and I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. Now let's talk power first of all. Standard is a V8 300 horsepower Mercury, which is a really nice motor. If you prefer twins, you can have twin 225s. That brings in some advantages. You get the twin props, you get that greater reassurance if you're going long distances. Also gives you the option of a joystick and things like the Skyhook control system, which is really great technology, but it does add dollars and it does add weight. You can add stern drives if you want to go that way, particularly if you like a big marlin board, which brings us to the power on this boat. It's the new V10 400 horsepower Mercury Verado, and I am a massive fan of these motors. They are so quiet. Right now we've got it in quiet mode. If you want to hear that sort of throaty V10, you can push the sports button and you get that higher exhaust note. But I'm an old bloke and I like it nice and quiet. Just give it a little bit more now, just that instant punch there. Not quite planing yet, but we're jumping up now. That's about 2,500 revs. Such a beautiful motor this, and such a nice hull. That foam-filled hull is just taking whatever little chop that the harbour's throwing at us at the moment. Can't hear it at all. Now 30 litres an hour for 24 kilometres an hour. Really good economy. We did drive this boat offshore earlier, and I tell you, they were choppy conditions. Lots of backslop off North Head and Sydney Harbour, and this thing was one of the most impressive boats I've ever driven in those conditions. Just rode through everything that was thrown at it. We don't have the Seakeeper going, it's just relying on that little bit of zip weight control, just encouraging you to go quicker. So here we go. Really see what she's got into the breeze, and that is 72 kilometres an hour, 127 litres an hour as well. But we've got a 380 litre tank down there, so we can go a long distance even at this speed. Beautiful. Bring it back now, a little bit of trim down. Let's see, really hard turn, and it holds it. Again, no hand on the throttle, no loss of speed. 300 horsepower would be fine for this boat, but 400 I reckon is even better. It does justice to the potential that's in this hull, giving it a little bit of acceleration. Now, here we are, quite happily doing 48 kilometers an hour. Let's just pump it up and straight into that. 60, really want to see how she's going to go here. Trimmed out a bit. 70, it's got more left in it. Still going, there it goes, even more. 70, 70, just that little bit of trim. Here we go, 80. Loves that little bit of trim. Such an impressive hull, so well married to this particular motor. This boat, you won't get much change out of 4 tons when you're talking trailable. It's got a 380 litre fuel tank. It's got 120 litres of water. All that adds to the weight. So a single outboard will really make a difference in keeping that towing weight down. Yes, you can do it with the twin 225s. You have a boat that's already got legal trailable beam, and so you will be towing this a lot. A Land Cruiser will do it. I think really though you're up around that sort of Ram 4.5 ton territory to be comfortable. The trailer that comes with it, the Mackay trailer, is a beautiful trailer. Sits really comfortably. And of course when you put them in the water, it's such a practical boat to have. Handles sea conditions like nothing else. When they set out to build a crossover boat, they really succeeded. When it comes to optioning into 27, Whittley offer some automotive style packs. One is called the Marlin Broadbill Edition, and there's also a Coastal Tourer. And as the name suggests, you can set the boat up more for cruising or more for fishing. Saves money, and it also makes that boat buying process just a little bit easier. One thing I love about the Whittley dealership network, it's their own company run, and they have a fantastic website, so you can jump online, basically build your own boat to spec, and then talk to a salesman who's dedicated to this product, and it works really well. Starting price for the 27 is $313,000, but as you see it here, it is $427,000. In this case, you don't just get an incredible amount of boat, you get an incredible boat overall. Brilliant design, well built, and fantastic performance. If you can't catch a fish in this boat, it's not the boat's fault, and your family are going to love you. I'm Mark Rothfield for Club Marine TV. I'll see you next time.